Hello and welcome back to the Hazy Garden. This week we're going to be attempting to build the brassica cage on the spare bed. On bed 1 we're going to be fertilising garlic and shallots with blood, fish and bone or chicken manure. As we're going to be interplanting some carrots actually with the garlic, because apparently the garlic has a smell that deters the carrot root fly, I believe. We're going to be sowing some wildflower mix at one of the beds down at the other end for the flower beds. But first we're going to show you a couple of clips of Ashley transplanting some broccoli a few days ago.
This morning I checked on the seedlings to see what progress we've made, and I noticed how leggy the broccoli's becoming. So I'm going to take the time to prick out. I think we're going for about 8 of each variety, so I'm going to prick out probably 12 of each as a bit of insurance. But before we get on with that, I needed some labels, so why not recycle an old milk carton, cut it up into little sections like I've done for the broccoli. That way we get in more than one use, and you can even, with a bit of rubbing alcohol, wash off the ink next year and reuse them. That's 24 pots filled. Now onto, and pre-moistened, now onto the pricking out, the fun part. I'm just going to make a few nice holes. I am going to plant them quite deep because they are quite leggy. Brassicas apparently don't mind, so I do not mind either. And tomorrow we will get all the pots, once they're potted on, we'll get them all up the allotment and in the Polytunnel, and we shall make a start. Hopefully we'll get the brassica cage up and netted. Hopefully it don't blow down, because we do get the plot is south facing and we're on a slope, and the wind very often blows up from the south, so we do get a lot of wind blowing up. The polytunnel don't mind it though. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah, you can. So I'm just gonna get my pencil underneath and pop them up gently. I'll lay them down one at a time. That one's laid down, so I've got to untangle it somehow. Oh God, this is tricky. This is tricky. I shouldn't have let them get to this state. There we go. Grab it by a seed leaf. There we go. And on to the next ones. There's 2 there tangled in with a lot next door. And that is why you grab it by a seed leaf, because it just tore on me. Yeah, I definitely shouldn't have let them get like this. But we do what we can. There's 2 there. Let's try and untangle those. And gently pull them apart. There we are. That one fell in the tray. Let's fish you out. There's a few more left in here. So hopefully I've got 12 of each. These ones that I'm doing at the moment are rhubarb. Green sprouting, I believe. This is my first time growing a brassica. Well, actually I tried last year, but I didn't get them netted. That one's a bit spirally, but I'm still going to plant it. Yeah, we grew some cabbages last year and I didn't get them netted in time, and the pigeons had a field day. But yeah, you do what you can. Right, so there we are with all of the rub. So let's get these potted on. So again, with the pencil, just tease it down right to the bottom. And I'm going almost right up. I'm giving myself a bit of space for next time. Always remember to grab it by the seed leaf, so you, if you pull the seed leaf off and you've got a couple of true leaves, it doesn't really matter too much. And you've got more chance of surviving. This is quite a fiddly job, but I don't mind. If it gives me food and fun. So that's 11 and a sprout for rub. That lot's rub. I'll write some labels when we're done. Right, now for the big untangle. Let's go that way because we have some salads. So I'm just gonna get underneath them again, tease them up and pull them out of the way. And there we have 23, I'm going to get rid of those ones, 23 broccoli all potted on. We've got an empty pot there. Oh, we've got a sprout there. We've got a sprout, but if it pops, it pops. I only really want 8 of each in the bed, so job's a good one.
That's enough of past Ashley. Let me just take you over to our garlic and our shallots bed, as we've got some work to do. We've got some weeds to take out of the ground, we've got lots of rocks to take out. So let me just pop you up here and we will crack on with our job.
I'm easily amused. I just found this whilst picking up stones. Where is it? Down here. It's quite a deep hole. And it's got a plant growing in the bottom of it. I wonder what on earth made that. But as you can see, look at the stones. It's absolutely riddled in them. So we're just going to go through by hand on the surface, take out as many as we can. And we're not going to bother riddling it in the future to get the rocks out. We're just going to take our time, and over the next few years, hopefully the stones will come to the surface and we could just pick them all out. Let's see what Luke's doing. Look at that already. And there's still an awful lot in there, like looking between the shallots and that as well. That's ridiculous. The shallot side looks worse. Yeah. Let's get you back on the tripod. that's the middle weeded and all the stones, most of the stones up. We've got about a bucket of stones between us and half a bucket of weed. Now I'm going to Google whether bloodfish and bone or chicken manure.
Yeah.
What one would be best? I'm sort of thinking bloodfish and bone, but I'm a complete and utter novice, so we'll soon find out. I'll bring you back when we get there. So we're just taking a moment to get out of the rain. Wasn't very heavy or anything, but I didn't fancy getting wet. Thought I'd take a moment while we're in the polytunnel though to show you what we've got going on. Let me turn you round. Down here we have, what does that say? Shiraz Monge 2. Shiraz Monge 2, I can't just say Shiraz, that's a bit bizarre, isn't it? Could be anything. Onward, some more peas. And what's that? 1 sprout, 2 sprout, 2 sprouts in sugar snaps. What's that? They were all planted on the 1st of March, so still got time. That's all of our broccolis. That's the dog. That's all of our broccolis. We've got, I'll just duck under the dog's chin. I think I planted 24, 12 of each. Raab and Rudolph. So they're both sprouting broccolis. What's that? That's one of our tubs of overwintered spinach. A clematis and a honeysuckle. And then spin round on the other side. We have our rosemary cutting that I took last summer. And some more overwintered spinach. And then straight down here we've got Rhinesburger onions and Bedfordshire Champion. And then before we get to the next onion, we've got some salad mix, different leaves and whatnot, a moon red lettuce, some more spinach, and our leeks. I can't remember what variety of leek it is. Strangely, I don't think I wrote it down. And then we go on to some more onions, Red Baron. And then finally, up above, we have sweet pea incense, I think. Thought I'd show you this as well. We've every year we like to write down a little site plan. Jot down all your varieties and where they're all going, just so you've got something to reference back onto. It does help. We also keep a notebook of everything that we're doing. So we go back. Every year we do a site map as well, so there's last year. That was planned. We didn't have all of this. We didn't have this. And we just got these put in last year, but we had that and these 4 from the year before in this greenhouse. That was the plan, but now we've gone to, as you see, we've gone to the bigger polytunnel, and then the shed. Shed's bigger than that though. That was going to be a standard 6x4 shed, but we're going bigger. And then yeah, we keep an inventory of all of our seeds. We have absolutely tons and tons and tons. Well, we haven't got half of that anymore, so I better do another inventory check. But yeah, that's what's going on in here so far. I think the birds are back out, so it's stopped raining, so let's get on with sticking down some fertiliser.
Rain's now finally passed off. Look at the skies over there. Looking real nice. But made a nice cup of tea. Gonna take a walk down the plot quickly. just to have a look and see what's going on, because we did plant some daffodils quite some time ago and we haven't checked on them for a little while, so let me just have a quick look and see how everything's going. I'll put my tea down before I end up spilling it everywhere. Oh, don't want to spill it. Alright, let's have a look, because they're literally right outside our fence. Look at these beauties. So we planted a few that are going up there. We wanted them all the way across, but we thought we'd just start down here just to put some colour outside our fence. They're looking really nice. Like, that one's really orange. I don't know what sort of daffodils that we've planted. Maybe you can tell us in the comments and let us know, but these are looking really, really nice. And we had one, a rogue one, that kind of popped up over under our fence. So really nice. Just googled what fertilizers best for our carrots and our garlic. Found out that it's blood, fish and bone, so we're going to put some on and we'll show you what's doing.
So we're gonna take about 3 handfuls every so often. We're gonna, I don't know, we're just gonna feel it with our hearts, like you do when you're cooking. We'll see what feels right.
So that's it. Now we're just going to tickle it into the ground by using a hoe, and yeah, just as he's doing now. So we put quite a bit on. We're going to just work it into the ground and give it some nutrients. So with these carrots then, are these going to go like in between?
Yeah, so I'm going to do first lot of carrots here.
So they're going to go up that line there?
Yeah, we'll do a row and a half.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
Okay. Right, let me just plonk you back up on there and we'll finish off what we're doing here.
I know Luke's just brought you over to have a look, but I'll bring you over just to have a final little look-see before we put the carrots in. So we've got it all tickled into the surface, so hopefully when it next rains overnight that'll wash down a bit, and then in the coming weeks we'll start seeing a bit of growth and a bit of bulking. We're going to do row and a half of carrots. They're Royal Chantenay. We're going to go in between, so hopefully the perimeter of garlic will create enough of a barrier to stop them carrot root fly. But yeah, we're going to do a row and a half here. We've got more space for more. We are going to do some more carrot over that side and in the middle. But yeah, I'll bring you back once we start doing the carrots. These are what we're sowing. Is it going to focus? Not very well. These are what we're sowing. The Royal Chantenay. We left the packet outside and it got rained on, but the seeds should be fine. So we'll cut a drill down there and halfway down there, and we'll sprinkle these all the way along, or we'll do one row, see how much we get. We don't know yet. I don't know how well you can see that, but there's a drill. You can sort of see it. That was only 3 seeds, so we didn't get very many in the packet, but we managed to get a nice thin sowing across the whole row. Hopefully by doing them that thin, there's less thinning out in the future. So I'm just gonna cover them all over. Cover them all over and hope for the best. And that's the row of carrots done. I think that's going to be enough for today. My ankles are absolutely shot. First, I think we'll make a cup of tea to have while we're tidying up. But we'll be back up here tomorrow. I think we're doing it tomorrow. We'll do the brassica cage and get the wildflower done down over at the front. But yeah.
Day 2, back up the plot. Today we're going to be putting up our brassica cage. If I'll spin you around a second. We've got all the framework that we're going to be putting up. Let me just grab these couple of bits. So the idea that we're going to be doing is, once this has been put up, you can see the outline from there and over there where the rake is. So this cage is going to go to where this bit is now, this bit, and then all of this front, hopefully once it's done, is actually going to be flowers. So give us a second while we plot you up and we'll bring you back.
We have no idea what we're doing, but we'll figure it out as we go along. I just come back to explain what we've done and whatnot, and I noticed the camera was dead, so you missed us putting in the last of the uprights. We've done them along here and along here. We've whacked them in with the hammer just to get them as deep as we can. We're only going to bother with the framework today because it's a little bit windy and we need some more cable ties. But when it's less windy, we'll come up here with some cable ties and we'll wrap it with some scaffolding net and cable tie it. But come up with some way of having a door on this side as well. Actually, let me give you a quick walk round of our position with it. We've not got it. We haven't actually got it central. I've just noticed, but it doesn't matter because the sun comes up here and comes round, so we're pretty much bang south facing.
I think it's not centered, look.
Yeah, that side's wider than this side.
Yeah.
But that don't matter, because we're gonna have flowers, I think nasturtiums all around the outside, and maybe a few other bits, why not? But this is what we've got going on. A few cable ties here and there. And it seems pretty solid. I don't know if you saw me showing Luke earlier. We'll put some more canes in, we'll keep them at full length, and we'll go in diagonal. We'll go in like that, diagonal, all the way around, front, back, both sides, and hopefully that'll hold it in place for any winds or anything. Now we're over at the flower bed. You can't really tell that it's a bed other than the wood, but we're gonna hoe and pull out as many of the weeds as we can, and then what have I done with it? What pocket is it in? And then we have this. I have no idea what any of that is. I will learn eventually, but it says it's a wildlife mix, attracts wildlife into the garden, hardy annuals and perennials, sow where they are to flower. So we're going to hoe and chuck it down. It says sow outdoors now, so why not?
Camera died. We've just managed to finish de-weeding the flower bed. There was a lot of weeds there, like an awful lot, but finally got it done. We prevail. Now we're just raking it over, and then after that's done, we're going to be putting down some flower mix. Looks so different now. There's like a little forest there.
Yeah.
And now look, I actually got a bed in.
So Luke's got the seeds. He's gonna scatter them on the bed. We've got the majority of the weeds. There's a weed there if you can grab that one. Yeah. We've got the majority of them. We'll leave a few because, well, I know some of the weeds are a bit annoying, but the insects and the animals don't mind them and quite beneficial, so we'll leave a few.
Oh, okay.
Have a look. Pour them in your hand, let's have a look.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. And
Yes,
just scatter them out. Yeah.
Yes, just scatter them everywhere. You got a good covering. Good covering. Go everywhere. Don't forget down here as well. Do it by hand because I think you're getting finer. said on the packet to water the ground first, but we had a lot of rain last night, so I'm counting that as being watered. I don't know how well they'll do, if anything.
I don't think it's going to do the whole bed.
Don't matter if it don't do the whole bed, we'll get what we can. We'll remember roughly where we've got to, and then we'll plant up other stuff. Roughly up to the second post. Yeah. So hopefully that will attract in some beneficial insects.
It's going to look good in the garden if it looks like that though.
Yeah, if it looks like that.
It's going to look real nice.
Yeah, fingers crossed. So that's it for this week's video. It's been a bit of a kind of a long one. We got the cage done. We didn't record it, but we bloodfish and boned the shallots as well. So that's that bed fertilised. And then, where is it? It's behind me somewhere. And then as you see, we got the wildflower sown, the majority of that bed. We'll come up with something for this end. Maybe a couple of sunflowers. We'll dot some sunflowers along there anyway. But yeah, thank you for joining us on this week's video. If you liked the video, please drop us a like, and if you want to see more, please subscribe and hit the notification. That'd be much appreciated. Keep those comments coming, it means a lot to us. And thanks again. Goodbye.